Okay. So now streaming. Looking for streaming of classic title. Oh, it does show me live. Brilliant. Hey Ron, how are you today, buddy? Sorry, I've been trying to get this redialed in. I'm about to start to practice a little bit. My goodness. Computer hates me so really. Okay, well that's neat. Computer hates me, guys, is really the bottom line. But we're gonna get it figured out. I'm gonna make it work. Hope you guys are doing well today. What's it calling this? Chase Panel live stream. That's a horrible name for it. There we go. A little bit better. Foos and Fishing. Today we are going to be Foosball. I'm going to answer some questions if you guys have any. I'm going to do a little bit of Foosball. See if I can't get this to, there we go, pop out chat. That's what we're looking for. So I can kind of get this rocking and rolling. It hates me a lot, but I'm just going to putz around. Hopefully you guys will have some questions. Let me switch over to the Foosball camera. So we don't need two mics. While we're over there, just the one. Hopefully I can turn this guy around. Oops, that was, yeah, that's broken. There we go. Oh, that's better. Hopefully I'll be able to answer some questions that way. But yeah, I'm just looking to play a little foosball today, guys. Just practicing, putzing around. How are you guys doing today? Out of curiosity. Who's the ball every time I look at the chat? Which ball is this? I've got 3 balls. One of them is real bad. There we go. I'm gonna put that one at the bottom. Can you guys hear me? Is the chat working? All help appreciated. Yes, you can hear me. Fantastic. Cool. I do have sound. Excellent. little quarantine practice, guys. It's so whenever I'm practicing, I'm usually trying to work on something specific. Sometimes it's just as simple as slowing down. Like all week, I've been working on my 5-bar, just trying to make it so it's like clean no matter what. Like it's slow, fast. Like I think a lot of people underestimate how good it is to be slow at times. Speed kills, but you can also really beat people up with some slow stuff from time to time. It's unbelievable. You guys have any questions or just want to watch me putz around? Ooh, flying foosballs, Batman. Everybody in quarantine and no foosball tournaments to be had. I feel like I have to play. Can you show exactly how far I'm moving the ball? Oh, for the backdoor slider? Yeah. You basically don't. So for the backdoor slider, I think that's probably about enough. So I mean, I'm really not moving it. That's really the best way of saying it, Ron. You move it, but almost not at all. It's more of a brush across the back of the ball. You almost like lightly touch it, and then you come across the back really hard. Does that make sense? That is probably one of my favorite shots in all of foosball. I mean, that is right on the wall, just a brush crossed, and it goes right across the back door. And that in singles is devastating, because what it forces people to do is it makes them make a choice, either on the 3-rod or the 5-bar. Because if they're going to lock this guy down right here, it allows this hole to open up, allows kind of like a middle to open up through here. But this is a pass now. Like when they close it with the 5-bar, they also have to close it up with the 3-rod. So now it's opening up this lane and a big long lane. So it's really messing with people in that fashion. So it starts to force people to like kind of play games. And because I do that stationary wall pass that you guys have probably seen me do like a trillion times in either matches or whatever, that pass, like that pass right there I get away with a lot. And because if they're even off the wall a tiny bit, I can still get that pass. So it forces them to choose either the 3-rod to be on the wall, basically, or right in here, or the 5-bar. Most people choose to use the 3-rod and close it up. But even that doesn't close that backdoor slider. You can still beat them to that hole. So it's really, oh gosh, that was horrible. That's really the problem with trying to use the 3-rod that way. You have to close it with the 5 and keep me from doing my pass, which now forces, again, this hole to open up and a long to open up. So if you're kind of playing it that way, using that series, you can then bust out a middle or a long. You can bust in, like if it's kind of like how Tony has his D, which is, this doesn't make any sense in that scenario, because Tony's more like that. You can hit that tuck hole, but that's really hard to hit, just in general. So Oh man, yeah, that backdoor slider just opens up so many possibilities. And it's not something that's easy, guys. I won't lie to you. I make that shot kind of look a little bit easy, but not many people shoot it correctly just because of you have to hit it with some pace and really come across the ball. But the best way of describing it is definitely a brush. It's more of a brush than an execution of a shot. So guys, actually, you know what? How many people do we have in here right now? Just 6? Okay, I'll wait a little bit longer. I really want to talk about what Brandon Moreland is doing. I think his little training session thing that he's doing is brilliant, and I really think everybody should take advantage of it. One, because I like Brandon, I think he should get the business, but two, he's a great player. That dude knows how to win. And as a goalie, he sees the minute differences in stance, in ball position, all that kind of stuff to make it where you really have to. He's one of those people you gotta straight up beat, because he will find a way to beat you and just abuse whatever he finds. Very keen eye. Yeah, guys, don't be scared to ask questions if you have them. I've been working on this stupid flip over push kick for a minute. I don't want to try it too. That's kind of cool. I want that to work. It's a lane into, like, instead of going lane to push kick, which is like open-handed, it's lane to flippy. To where, like, you kind of just do a flip over, like, it's kind of like Todd's flip over straight, but it goes middle. I just don't think I can hit it perfectly correct long, and it sprays. But at that pace, I just don't think anybody's going to block it well. I don't know. We'll see. That's cool. Come on. That's kind of neat. Hard to do though. Front pen. Every time I try and do a hard lane pass, like I am, it bounces back off of the 3 guy. Yeah, you have to cradle it. Have you ever seen Mighty Ducks? You know how, and most people have, so in Mighty Ducks, they explain how passing, you have to cradle it as it comes in. So the same concept. Watch my 3-rod. It goes forward. That's exaggerated, but when the ball hits, I let my guy kind of like pop forward. That's how that ball stays there. Like I can hammer that thing for the most part, and it'll stay there because one, my guy's angled forward far enough, and 2, I let the guy go forward just a touch so that it can do that. Now, something I want to make you aware of, if you have the ball way far forward like this, the ball actually pops up a little bit, and I have trouble with that one. But if the ball's back behind the rod or anything, you should have no problems. But again, something to do to just practice that is sit here for a second and go, It's just that simple to practice that. It seems really stupid, but it gets you to get used to it, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I do this one so well back here. It's the same thing. It really is. Like, just doing that little bit right there. It's the same concept. You're cradling it as you come in so that the ball stops. You're not just hitting it off the back of the gun. It's cradling. It's just like when you set up for a pull shot, for that matter. Like, as the ball's rolling across, you come to it and you slow it down. Good question. You'll see I have a real problem doing it when I do like the push, that pass, that push kick pass. I have a hard time going forward. But it just so happens that I like cradle it enough that I can get away with it a lot. Yeah, most people don't. It's funny, man. The basics, a lot of people like don't really understand for some reason. I don't know why. You know, everything becomes simpler when you simplify it. Like, I don't know. Even hitting the ball. You know what I mean? If you're having a hard time hitting the ball hard, just come back here, set up the ball where you think you should have it. Like, for me, it's directly behind the rod. Come back here and just crank down on the thing until you find that sweet spot for you. And then the more and more you do that, you go, okay, I know how to do that now. I can now set up my shot. Oh, good lord. Now I look like a total scrub. Oh, yeah. Hey guys, do I increase the lateral speed of the rollover or is it just rocking faster? Good question. I think it's neither. I think it has everything to do with the actual toss. But one thing I do want to stress, and I've been trying to work on this myself lately, is to not throw it too hard. Just to kind of let the ball go over there. This motion, I mean, you're giving people such a short amount of time. As long as you have no like blatant takeoff, you're not gonna have problems with your rollover. Like, the only problem you'll have is maybe execution, but nobody's gonna be able to just race it because of the pace. Oh crap! That foosball went way back here. Like, then it's really just making good reads. So as long as you're making good reads, then it's fine. How to increase your pull shot speed? Before I get into that, I would highly suggest just working on different rocks. I've seen a lot of people, when it comes to the rock on their rollover, it's either short, it's like off to one. Like if you look at how the guy is offset on the ball, like I see people over here and they think that that's a good rock. You want a good, smooth, big rock because that's what allows for you to get to the spot that you need it to go. Like, the rock is everything. If you don't have a good rock, it's over. Like, if you have a short one, like, you can still do it, but it's just not as clean. Like, big, smooth rock, way smoother. Like, look at that. Big rock, ball comes right back out. So lateral speed of a pull shot, that's a good question. Do it about 10,000 times. That's not a joke. That's actually being serious. But there's a couple things. One, doing it so much your muscle memory kicks in. That's a big deal. Two, always practicing trying to go faster than you can go. Because if you're trying to go too fast all the time, going slower is easy. It sounds really stupid, but it's true. Evan Mason. Hey Chase. So many friends has really good pull snakes. It's incredibly hard to defend. He's always going to the same shot, but it's fast. Yeah, I do. If they're just good at one side, force them to go the other direction. Don't ever let them have a pull side again until they go push side like 1,000 times. Truth be told, there's a lot of people out there that if they only have one good side, they'll choke the other side so often that you're going to get the blocks, just like in the mistakes. So like if I had a bad push side, right, you would want, bad push side, but my pull side was really good, like only play defense on the pull side through middle. Like make them hit something out here. Because like if you're blocking everything else, they're going to have to hit that hole that they don't like hitting. It sounds silly, but it's the truth, right? Like never give them a good pull side. Inversely, if they have a great push, never give them a great push. Like, people are always like, well, yeah, but I gotta give it to them sometime. No, you really don't. You don't at all. If you know that's the only hole that they're really good at hitting, you don't ever have to give it to them. You've got other guys on the table that can block other stuff. It sounds really stupid, but it's the truth. And especially, like, if they're a rookie and all the way up through, like, a mid-level amateur, like, they're going to have weaknesses in their shot. Make them uncomfortable. Find what they're not good at and definitely do it. And you know what? The other thing about a rollover I think is really important. If you're playing defense, look at how the guy is on top of the ball. If the guy's on that side of the ball, they're probably going pull side. If they're on this side of the ball, they're probably going push side. And you can even tell, like, based in their rock, like which direction they're loading up for because of where they are on the ball. Your speed needs improvement. Yeah, I mean, realistically, man, shooting a pull shot a ton is the best way of getting really good with a pull shot. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, really, though. Like, that's the thing. You gotta shoot it a ton. I would say the most important thing is learning to hit the ball really hard. Start coming out, hitting the ball hard, hitting all the holes. If you say that you have a slow shot, but you're hitting all of the holes and you're hitting all the holes really, really well, you can still score at a high percentage. Look at Chad Hansen. He may have the slowest shot in the world, but that dude scores the ball because he's so good at reading. So you want to make sure you have a really good straight, you want to make sure you have a really good middle then, and then just work on your long. You don't have to be fast to hit a good middle. I mean, a good middle, look at this spacing here. This long is like, how many balls? Hang on. 2 and something and change, right? 2 and a little bit more probably. And yet there's still a middle there. Oh boy, I'm losing balls all over the place. There's still a middle there that you can hit. See what I'm saying? Like, that's a middle. Is there a straight there too? I think there might. No. Oh yeah, there is, because this is dead bar. So he's got dead bar. So even here, There's a middle and there's technically a straight because it's dead bar posted. You can hit a straight from right there. I can't because I'm terrible. But you can. Normal people can. Real people. There it is. See what I'm saying? So it's not your shot. It's your reading. Definitely get better at reading holes, and don't think of it as straight, middle, long. Like there's a million middles between here and there. Like there's a lot of space there. Like just to give you an idea, and this is dead bar, okay? Dead bar posted. That means there is a straight, right? And there's, what is that? 2 for them to block the long, full 2 balls. A full 2 balls width of space between those two things. I mean, just saying. This ball's so old. You can even see the difference probably. Like this guy right here. He's got chunks missing out of him. Just funnin'. Who's seen Tiger King, huh? Because I love that show. Man, this flippy straight's gonna drive me crazy. There it is. I really want to get good at that. I think that'll be cool. In singles. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm usually crazy. Yeah, I think that'll be dope. I think that'll be dope. That's what I get for looking at the chat again. Dang it. Just foozing. Let's just take a few rips at things. So guys, I'm going to say it a couple times during my practicing here. Brandon Moreland on Facebook. And you know what? I'll show it to you guys real quick just because I want to. Give me 1 second. There we go. Sorry, you guys couldn't hear me. So Brandon Moreland is having sessions where he actually will watch like videotape of you guys, things like that, and he will critique it and give you pointers. Really, really good idea, guys. I've built my game kind of similar to how he plays. It's more or less about finding weaknesses and exploiting those weaknesses, opposed to being like amazing at one specific thing. When you think of players like Tony Spreedeman, right? You think of his incredible 5-bar. You think of his 2 to 5 passing, and you think of his snake shot. Those are the things you really think of. When you think of Todd Lafreda, you think of his amazing play as a goalie. You think of his pull shot. You think of Billy. You think of his talent. Well, Brandon, as a goalie, he has this incredible way of just finding ways to win. He blocks really, really well at a super high level. I would highly suggest getting a part of this and making sure that, like, if you really want to get better at foosball, do this. This is a great, great way to increase your game, like, super fast. All right, back to foosball. Okay. Back we go. Oh, there's messages. How do you register for official tournament on Tornado? Go to ifptour.com whenever there is a tournament, and sign up. Essentially, you'll have to show up to the event. If you have not played a tournament before, I'd highly suggest just playing some like locals. Find somebody that plays that's above a beginner level. That's a high rookie, high amateur, something like that. Find them. Start talking with them a little bit. Play with them some. Figure it out. I got my friend into Tiger King. So he is. He's been messaging me. He's like, "This is stupid. I don't think this is a funny show." Wait, holy cow, insanity! So I think that's kind of funny. Oop, not what I wanted to do. Oh, there it was. That's the Brandon Moreland special. But yeah, I built my game around him. ITSF. If you're playing in Europe or another country, yeah, you want to be a part of the ITSF. But if you're in the United States, it's IFP tour.com, and that's where they have all of like the major tournaments here in the United States. Doesn't have great prizes, no. No, it does not have great prizes. Unfortunately. It does not. But, you can go out, do something new, have fun with friends. That's why I like doing it. I love the people that play foosball for the most part. I like getting drunk with them and playing foosball late at night. Always have. That's like one of my favorite things. It sounds really lame. And playing 2-ball rollerball is what I think foosball should be when it comes to a pro level, because it's the most fun thing to watch, and I think it's the greatest. Oh man, that is horrible. No, this needs to be here. Dang it. Oh, that would be cool. No, pros don't have a decent salary, I won't lie to you. There's like 2 people that make a living off foosball. Their names are Tony Spreedman and Todd Lafredo, and that's about it. It's definitely more of a hobby than a living. Yeah, man, it's not a problem. I'm happy to help. I mean, you might do well for a tournament or two, but like being consistent, making money all the time at foosball is pretty much impossible unless your name's Tony Spreedman. And that's just how it is. Ooh. Posty. That's better. Now I'm just trying to hit the bumper. That's kind of stupid, but I'm going to try anyway. Oh, I gotta stop trying to do that. I'm going to hurt my shot. Yeah. Have I taught any family members to play? My wife is incredible. She just doesn't actually like playing, and my boys are too young to care. They just like to hack at the ball and do crazy stuff on a foosball table. They just don't have any ability to do so yet. So, but I expect at least one of them to be decent. We'll see though. You never know. Gosh darn it, now I'm just trying to like whip my arm and stuff. That's horrible. There we go. Yeah, they're really just not interested, to be honest with you. That's the real problem. Which is fine. This is my thing. I don't force any of them to do it. I'd like it if my wife played a little bit more, it'd be cool. But again, not forcing anybody. Oh, duh. You're gonna have to run that one through a translator, bro. I don't know what that is. Sorry. I have no idea what you just said. You got bored, now you're practicing. I get it. I hope I wasn't the reason you got bored, but I get it. I'm not. There's no one to play. That's the real problem. But I'd much rather answer your questions if you have them. That'd be kind of cool. Dang it, what is this about? I can hear that. That's interesting. That's a hitch in the giddy up. There we go. It's a little bit closer. And then I lose a foosball deck behind my computer. That's no fun. What do we got? Google Translate said, hello, I'm watching well in Korea. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. How do I practice bank shots from the back? Just kind of set them up and hit them, to be honest with you. There's just a couple main places that you can really hit them. It does depend on the speed of which you hit them. Most common is here in the middle. If you watch somebody like Atha, like Atha do it, he's incredibly good at it. I am not considered to be a great banker for the most part. It's just not good for my stroke, but that's kind of the concept. Let me see if I can get it. The one I do best is off of a roll here. Let's see if I can get it working. That's the start of it. Yikes. But the real key to shooting a bank, and let me just see if I can actually do one here, is you want to chop at the ball. Crap. Okay, well, I'm horrible. Interesting. There we go. I have to just slow it down. You want to kind of just make sure you hit the ball like really well, really flush, and it'll cut. I mean, it sounds really easy. It just takes practice. You really want to make sure that you can go straight up and down without the rod really moving. You know, if you're swinging and this guy's like going sideways and stuff, well, you're not really hitting the ball correctly. So you want to make sure that you hit the ball correctly, and the rest kind of just happens. So, whenever you play someone good at banking, you get destroyed. Well, get better at blocking. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Everybody's always like, "Oh, you just slopped me out. You slopped me out, man." Well, that's your fault. I don't care who slopped you out. They dragged you to death. Your job at playing foosball, if you're blocking at all, is to keep that stuff out. That is the number one thing that you have to do as a player. Like, before everything else, it's to keep slop from going in the goal. Good shots, awesome, that's fine. You don't have to worry about good shots at all. Oh my gosh, I just realized these are the old men on this 3-rod. I'm gonna have to replace these. Crap. But yeah, so your job is to keep out all the slop. I mean, it sounds crazy. Yeah, this is a crap ball. You know, but it's true, and it's harsh because it's true. So if you're trying to keep slop out, you want to make sure you have good man placement. You want to make sure you have a hand back back there when you're playing. That's really the key to it at all times. I mean, that's what I would suggest. I don't think you have to learn to be good at banking to be good at blocking them. I mean, you kind of have to know where the guys have to be, but if they're going to bank that direction, this guy has to be on this side of the ball. If they're going to bank over here, the guy has to be on that side of the ball. You know, if you know where they like to bank from, which that's kind of the way I like to bank is off that roll, is I just like set it up as a pull shot, kind of roll it over and just hack the thing. But I'm not much of a banker. So, what I've always wanted was this one, but I'm just not good at it. Todd Lafredo's really good at it. He rolls it over and hammers, like waylays that thing. I can't get that stroke figured out at all. Hey there, ball. But I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of people need to get really good at blocking slop before they can talk crap and say really anything. It's kind of numero uno. How has long-term foosing affected my arms and wrists? I have days where it hurts my wrists for sure, but I've realized the more I do it and the more I do it correctly, the less it hurts. You know, if I'm doing something incorrectly, it definitely hurts a lot. If I'm doing it correct, it doesn't hurt at all, and that's really the key. My videos are kind of straight to the point. I want you to have really good form so you don't hurt yourself. If you play a lot, you don't get as tired. It's just like anything. If you run, like if you've never run and you go out and run, yeah, you're gonna hurt the next day. You're using muscles you're not used to using. You're doing things that you're not used to doing. Well, if you don't play a ton of foosball and then you go and play a whole lot of foosball in one sitting, yeah, it's gonna hurt. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's true. So, the more you play, the less it hurts, the better you feel, the more you can do. So, I need to figure out a way to make that text way bigger. Ooh, that. Is the gate to keep the kids out or me in? Yes. Truth be told, so what you guys don't see is that direction I have my whole computer set up. And it is to keep the kids from getting into that area and messing up my computer. So I apologize for the mess that is down here right now. My kids have decimated the basement and I just didn't care. I wanted to go and practice foosball. I need some kind of conversation, even if it's completely digital at the moment. Quarantine is not fun. Quarantine, it's whatever the heck the world's going through right now with coronavirus. It drives me crazy, but it's, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, I prefer to think it keeps me in, I guess. Why not, right? So let's see here. Lately, people have been doing that. And this, with a little bit of that. So, that's the defense I've been running into a lot lately. They seem to be kind of playing games with this. So it seems like I need to hit that 2-hole kind of halfway, one whole spray. Yeah. It's a tough shot. Doesn't look big, or it doesn't look small. There it is. That's actually a weird shot to hit, but I think that's going to be the one, because it's also this pass that it does both. I wonder if I have to do that at like half speed. No. So guys, this is the defense I keep running into lately that I feel like people are trying to zone me out with. What they're doing, just to give you an idea, they're taking away my wall pass, which is like one of my bread and butters. They're taking away the lane pass, which is very smart. Forcing me out, I guess this guy comes in, forcing me out a little bit to like these longer holes, which they shouldn't let me have that long. But they're definitely taking away my backdoor slider. It makes me want to try and hit this to the middle guy. Pass just as a weird angle to get in front of this guy. So if I get caught by this guy, it's coming back at me. So I'm either trying to hit this guy or go in that back door there. But I just don't know if that's the right choice. How often do I find myself changing up my 5-bar passing series in matches? Rare. My 5-bar, it's funny, man. People think my 5-bar is really good. I don't think my 5-bar is really good. But in tournament, I use a stick series. I throw in a couple brush passes in my series, but for the most part, my 5-bar is this wall pass at different speeds, that lane pass at different speeds, and that push kick pass. They all come from right here in this like little tic-tac-ish area. I sometimes do a weave to kind of get them off, but most of it's out of this little kind of set right here. And if they start getting on that, I'll slow it down, I'll speed it up to try and figure out like what's working, what isn't. But usually it's, if I'm getting blocked at all, I switch to the stationary set. And between that wall, or that lane, and my wall pass, I can usually find something, because they have to be really, really tight to the wall here to block my wall pass. In general, so. Yeah, babe. Here in a little bit, I'm doing a video thing. Love you. Okay, have fun. My wife was saying hi to me. So yeah, that's kind of my idea with it. But yeah, I just simplify, to be honest, just because the concept is pretty basic. You're either going wall or you're going lane, and that's the reset to get them off my wall pass. So if they're diving to the wall really hard, they're going, whoop. I mean, it just comes from that. So I want to incorporate this off the wall series into it, but I really struggle with keeping the ball in place when I do it. I can do it well out of a tic-tac, but I think just standard pace, it just doesn't, I don't know, it's not consistent enough. I also don't know that you actually use it in tournament. I feel like I'd forget about it. Yeah, man. Happy to help. I'm only going to stream for a couple more minutes. Feel like I've done quite a good amount of practicing. Got a little warmth going, I guess. But if you have any other questions, you can ask them now before I end the stream. One more thing I want to say is make sure you hit up Brandon Moreland if you're looking for lessons. I think he would be a great teacher for any of you highly, highly suggest it. You can hit him up on Facebook. I don't know with 100% certainty what the cost is for it, but from when I was talking with him, it seems exceptionally reasonable. And he's a world champion, guys. I mean, the dude's incredible. He's who I've based my game kind of around. You know, I shoot a pull shot, I shoot a snake shot, I play goalie naturally. I love his pass that he does, that one. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. And the concept of finding a way to win is one of my favorites. You know, people like Tony, he's going to beat you to death with what he's good at. He'll find ways to win, but he finds them in his own little world. Brandon finds ways to win no matter what it takes. It's cool. Now, don't get me wrong, Tony Sprina is probably, you know, one of my favorite foosball players of all time. Him and I have a title together, but yeah, definitely built my game to kind of be similar to Brandon's. Let's see if I can hit one of these before I have to go. Ooh, that was close. Ah. It's hard to do. Ooh, questions, hooray. Okay, by the way, hitting the ball maybe, with the player strongly, will it affect the table? I do play with my friends and they keep doing this. Oh, hitting the wall? Yeah, it definitely affects the table. It's called a jar. Or a reset, depending on the scenario. So yeah, it definitely will affect play, and it'll definitely affect the table. So it's called a jar. Now, who's messaging me now? My friends are hilarious. Oh, come on. I don't naturally have my stroke go dead bar, but it seems like a fun thing to do at the moment. There it is. Hooray. You have a point then, yeah. So like if you're trying to pass and somebody's like hitting the wall while you're trying to pass, yeah, it's called a jar, bro. Or if you're trying to catch a ball and they hit the wall like really hard as you're catching it, yeah, it can affect the play. It's called a jar. It's in the rule book. Definitely tell them. You have a lot of fun. That's okay. And that's the thing, and if nobody cares, that's kind of okay too. Like the key with foosball is to have fun. I want to have fun too, and that's why I like playing like 2-hour rollerball at foosball tournaments. So I don't know. Putz around on my 2-rod for about a minute. Hopefully you guys will have a couple questions. Do I have any favorite video games? You saw that I have a PlayStation. True, I do have a PlayStation. I have an Xbox as well. My favorite game is Mortal Kombat in general, and the Injustice games, all made by NetherRealm. I'm a big fan of those types of games. Other than that, I actually play a little bit of Pokemon Go, which is kind of counterintuitive since we're all locked indoors. And yeah. I play a couple video games. I don't play a lot because I'm just busy all the time. Got an army of children. But other than that, Greetings from Mexico. What's up, buddy? What do we got here? Do I advise... Wait, I do advise you to watch his videos. I see him the best foosball player. It looks aggravating? I have no idea. He's a master. I have no idea what you're talking about or who you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know him. I'm sorry. I'm guessing he's not from the United States. I'm not gonna lie, on this table, which is the tornado table, if I don't know their name, they're probably not that good. That's not being a jerk or ignorant, that's just true. Ooh, that hurt. I find it easier to bank out his back then. Golf best player. Okay, I don't know him. I know Brandon Muniz. Not well, but I know him. Ah, does he know me? Because that could be a thing. Man, my wrist is actually, my everything is annoying me at the moment with this cheer up. That felt pretty good. Whew. He played in tournaments on Tornado like a long time ago. Unfortunately, I do not know him. Alright, I'm going to jump back into the chair, begin to wrap this up a little bit, because I am... Oh! What's happening? Where's my mouse? There we go. There we go. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. A golf best player. He has played on Tornado. I can look him up real quick. Let's see, what's his name? PS4.com. Their rankings. No. Unless you're spelling his name wrong. You are. Alzami. That's gotta be him. He's just a high expert. Just a high expert. Alzami, maybe? It was something different. Let me see if that's it. I'm checking all of them. No. Oops. The highest ranked player with that first name is an expert on tour. That's the highest one. He's from, I don't know what BH is, but that's where he's from. Where do I buy a tornado table? I bought my tornado table from foosball tournament. I went to the one that I have now. I was at Illinois State, and that's where I went. The Illinois State Championships, or that's where I bought it. Was the Illinois State Championships? Ooh, I'm a little sweaty now. Look at this. Feel cool now. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a mustache right now because I'm in quarantine, right? We're all like locked in our houses, so I just kind of was like having fun with it. It's not gonna last for long, but it's definitely fun. That was one of his vids. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. If you can like send me put a message or something, but okay, I'll be up in a few minutes. That's my wife saying that she needs me. Shave it on stream? I might do that, buddy. If I'll make you a deal, you shave yours on stream, I will shave mine on stream. This dude's had a so Mike Chastain has had a full glorious beard for like 10 years now. This dude probably should never shave it because it's glorious, but that's what's up. He's also a troll, and you know what? I might do that. That might happen at the end of this. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick before I do. Make sure you check out Brandon Moreland's Facebook page. Make sure you hit him up and get into this. It's a great deal. He's going to be hooking up a lot of people with a lot of great tips. It does cost money. I don't know the exact amount. It's like 40 or 50 bucks, I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't be like, Chase said it was this. That's not how this works. But he is a world champion, guys. Currently, the world champion, reigning world champion with Tommy. Highly suggest going in there. You get to do the video conference. You get the 30-minute session. He looks over your videos. He gives you a ton of like critiques, ideas, like things. This dude is who I've built my game around. Highly suggest checking it out. Enjoy that, guys. Please make sure you hit him up on Facebook. All of his information is right here. Right there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good evening. And until next time, everybody, happy foosing.